Hey everybody, Nightmare on Kelp Street back, and today we're going to be going over this week's Friday wrap-up. I know I'm filming this on Saturday. I'll be uploading it by the end of Saturday. But sometimes a lot of things drop, and I really want to take my time with projects and singles and EPs sometimes, because I don't want to force the feeling. So my range for when I'm dropping these Friday wrap-ups now is going to be between Thursday to Saturday or Sunday of each weekend. If I skip a week, things happen, life happens, but I'll try to keep this to at least a weekly, if not bi-weekly type of segment for the channel. So I really hope you enjoy that. So some things that aren't just Friday wrap-ups coming to the channel soon is going to be discography dissections, where we'll be going over all the albums of one artist, like bit by bit, or all in one video, depending on how many albums they have. And we're going to start doing more shorts on the channel soon again, where I'm going to just have a few rapid fire 1 minute reviews, or maybe 30-second reviews, depending on if I don't have a lot to say about the album or the project in question. But before I continue, if you like this content, you've been sticking with me for a while, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Kind of let me know what you've been listening to, what you want me to cover, if it's new or old. Typically, like I mentioned before, I'll cover newer stuff faster. Yeah, so leave a comment, let me know what you think. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share around if you like this content and you've been liking the channel. Or if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I mainly do album, single, EP reviews, sometimes reviews of movies and media that tie into music, but mainly music reviews, stuff like that. So this week, for my Friday wrap-up, as of September 28th, 2024, Friday was yesterday, so 27th, my favorite album of this week so far, if the Friday drops, is Tommy Richmond Coyote. He had a really big single earlier in 2024, I ain't never represent, baby, and do no wrong, I'm making $1 million, baby. That was really going around big on Spotify and iTunes, one of the most listened to songs of that month when it came out. But this album really followed up in what I really wanted from him, about this groovy, synthy pop, rap, R&B. Tommy Richmond really has a good R&B vocalist styling, and I really like that. Highly recommend it. I would say a good 7, 8 out of 10 depending on the day. This album is rap, R&B, pop. I'd say those main genres here, yeah. And then my second favorite album of this week is Drugs, Destroy, Rebuild Until God Shows. Destroy, Rebuild Until God Shows, yeah. This album is called Until God Shows. It's the sister album for an album that came out in 2022, Destroy, Rebuild. So they're just kind of doing sister companion pieces. This band I might eventually do a discography dissection on, because they only have 3 albums. They have an album that came out in 2011, one that came out in 2022, so 11 years later, and this one that came out 2 more years later. So it'll be a pretty easy band to do a discography dissection on. I would consider the genre of this band to be punk, rock, screamo, alt rock. It'd be kind of that emo rock would be kind of under that genre, because a lot of it's kind of talking about his emotions and how he yearns for these people, or how he think about the mistakes in his life, stuff like that. I would consider this listen a solid 6 or 7 out of 10. Definitely not my favorite album. I would say their debut is my favorite album. I can't remember the title of it right now, but I might throw it up in the pictures here. But yeah, I'd say highly suggest if you like rock or screamo or anything like that, give this a listen. My third favorite of this week would be the newest Sophie album, self-titled. While not high up on my list, I do think that as a full project, I'm happy to hear one more thing from Sophie for a posthumous release. I am going to be making another main channel video soon, separate from Friday wrap-ups and those segments, talking about posthumous releases and this album in particular, and how I feel like posthumous releases of albums from artists can really taint their legacy and leave a bad taste in the audience's mouth, for albums that don't have a lot of care put into them. So I'm going to save a lot of my thoughts for this one until I do that video. But Sophie self-titled, I would say it's production heavy, synth, electronic, noisy, dance music, alt pop. I'd consider the main genres. A little bit of hyper pop in there, less so than her other albums, but a little bit. Fourth favorite album this week we're gonna cover is DaBaby. How the fuck is this a mixtape? This project, album, EP, whatever you want to, mixtape, whatever you want to call it. I made it to track 6 or 7, and I didn't finish this one. You'll see with this one and the next album that I didn't finish either of them, just because I just could not get into it and feel it. DaBaby's really been going in on how he's talking about oh, I'm gonna get back on the charts one day. You'll see. You'll just wait and see. And I'm well, if you continue with the producer you're currently with, he's really dragging you down, dog. Like, the verses aren't that bad. I'm glad he's getting away from, like, mocking queer people and shit. But also, like, dude, like, the production on this album on this mixtape is not good. It's just very lackluster and just taking a back seat to everything going on. The Baby would be under rap, just straight rap, yeah. Maybe a little bit of singer-songwriter aspects of some of his songs. He does some melodies, some of the other albums. I didn't finish this one, so I can't tell you if there was a melody-type song in here. But the last album, the full album I'm going to cover this week, is Harlequin by Lady Gaga. I made it to track 2 or 3 in this one, and then I realized When the Saints Go Marching In started playing. I was like, oh, it's not about, like, her persona as Harley in the new Joker movie. It's that, like, this is a ode to the Harlequin era of, like, jazz and swing and, like, old-timey rhythm and blues and that type of music and singer-songwriter aspects. And, you know, it's good. It's sultry, it's sweet, it's nice, it's easy on the ears. It's just not, like, my jam, my cup of tea. I used to be really into, like, show music and musicals and stuff like that, but I just haven't really been in the vibe for it anymore in the past few years, so, you know, it's just not something I'm really rushing back to. I may finish it eventually, just like maybe I'll eventually finish the Baby album, but I'm not in a rush to it. You know, if you don't like something, I typically say just don't force yourself to like it. And then for the second half of this video, we're going to be going over to EPs and singles I really liked, leading up to this most recent Friday wrap up. Chrissy Girly Pop Encore, 3 new songs at the end. Chrissy, very heavily Britney Spears influenced pop artist. She got really big on TikTok and Twitter, Instagram. She was putting on social medias, and then eventually in the past 2-3 years, she started making her own singles and music. And this is her first bigger project. Has 9 or 10 songs, I believe. It has 6 songs in the core base of Girly Pop, 3 new ones that just came out in the encore version. Altogether, it makes like a 28-29 minute album. I highly suggest this album. It's one of my favorite listens of the year from a good girl pop artist who's like an up-and-comer indie artist, making her own label, doing her own thing. I love Chrissy to death. If you're a queer online, you've heard of Chrissy and how vocally, openly, and unabashedly queer and lesbian she is, and how she knows what she wants. So I'm really excited to follow Chrissy's career as she comes on the rise up. And I love all the Britney influence, the Gaga influence in the makeup for this most recent music video for this one of these 3 singles. Incredible. Newest Mother EP, it's just called Mother. 4 songs, 2 new versions of some old songs, like Oh Anna and Dirty Town are 2 old ones, and the other 4 are new. The other 4 are new. And yeah, this is Mother's been around for about a decade, like 15 years or so, at least, I'm pretty sure. And this newest EP is like some drops of their first album. It is their first album, yeah. It was some releases off their first album that were kind of stored away for a while, and they're kind of just releasing them for the fans to like have a little reunion present. And I've heard the first 2 tracks in this one. I'm waiting to get the new songs with my fiance, but from what I've heard of the album so far, this little EP, it's incredible. It's pretty good. I highly suggest Mother if you haven't heard them. My very first video on this channel was the Mother Grief Chapter review, the newest album they just dropped. Still one of my favorites of the year. Highly suggest it. Highly suggest to go listening to the album, listen to the video, do it in whatever order you want, but I highly suggest listening to both or watching both. You know, I know a lot of people like me on YouTube like put on a video in the background, kind of listen to it while they do chores or do something around the house. So if you do that in my videos, I don't mind. You know, do you? Like these are here for the art of it and for whatever use you get out of it. I'm getting use out of it, but just by making it. So, and by communicating with my audience. So thank you. The last thing I'm gonna cover today is a single dropped by Tyler the Creator and Maxo Cream called Crack Era, CRACC. This is a pretty simple, like 2-minute, like rap trap, like heavy bass song. It's just kind of a ride through the street, bumping it song. It's not like anything really big, serious. I never talked about what the genre of the Mother album would be: indie rock, alternative rock, a little bit of pop. And the genre of Chrissy would be pop, sweet pop, like kind of 80s synth party music in some of the newest singles, yeah. And the genre of this Tyler and Maxo Cream single would be rap, like rap trap a little bit, because Maxo Cream is a little more in the trap era. But yeah, that's everything I'm going to cover this week for Friday wrap up. Let me know what you thought about any of these projects, if you've heard any of them, If any of them, genre-wise, or some of my descriptions sound like you'd like them, I highly suggest go giving them a listen. Even if it's something I talked about that doesn't sound like I liked it. If it's a genre that sounds like you liked, I highly suggest listening to it, because like growing up, like I used to watch Needle Drop, and how I got into certain bands like Dance Gavin Dance, who's like screamo rock and stuff like that, was I heard him bitching about it. I mean, like, this album's awful. And through his description, I was like, huh, this sounds like genres I like math rock, like alt rock, screamo, and it really drew me in. So even if sometimes I give a bad review on such albums or projects or anything on the channel, if it sounds like a genre you like and something about it sounds appealing, I just suggest go and check it out anyways. Not like, you know, music is subjective across people, and if I don't like something, it doesn't mean that you might also hate it. I mean, you might like it more than me, or you might send me something that I never thought I would listen to, like the country album I got earlier this year, Jessie Ware, and I thought it was incredible. So thank you again for leaving comments, for things to cover on the channel and suggest. Again, I'll kind of cover it at the end. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about this video. Leave a comment about what you're currently listening to today, or what you've been listening to in the past week or so. Please highly suggest if you think of anything new that you're listening to, or find anything new that you think I'd like, or that you just like in general. You want to throw it out there to get review on the channel. Please leave a comment, and I'll see y'all soon. Goodbye, Kelpies.